If an air fryer is part of your kitchen setup, you're probably curious about what cooks best in it. Some things crisp up perfectly, while others don't fare as well. Here's a useful rundown to help you navigate options for your air fryer. It might seem like a no-brainer, but it's worth saying, air fryers excel at cooking fries. Whether thick-cut or shoestring, they turn out crispy on the outside and tender inside, without dunking them in hot oil. If oven-baked fries have ever let you down, air-fried fries might just convince you you're dining at a classic diner. For the crispiest results, preheating your air fryer is key. While many frozen fries include air fryer directions, remember that cook times can vary by model, so keep a close watch. Always arrange your fries in a single layer with some space between each piece to allow hot air to flow freely and prevent sogginess. Flipping the fries halfway through cooking and swapping tray positions will also help ensure an even golden finish no matter what air fryer you're using. Who doesn't enjoy classic fish and chips? Frozen battered fish fillets and fish sticks come out fantastic in an air fryer without adding any extra oil. You get that perfect crispy crust while the fish inside remains tender and flaky. Unlike oven-baked battered fish, which can sometimes get soggy where it touches the pan, air frying keeps that crunch intact. Plus, deep frying, while tasty, carries health risks like an increased chance of heart problems, but air frying offers a healthier alternative by producing a result closer to baking or broiling. Keep in mind, frozen battered fish is often raw, so it's important to cook it thoroughly. Cooking times depend on the size, thickness, and type of batter. As a general rule, 12 to 15 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit works well, but always check by cutting open a piece to ensure it's fully cooked. If there aren't specific air fryer instructions on the packaging, be vigilant and try flipping the fish halfway through cooking for the best results. Egg rolls and spring rolls are always a hit at parties, but making them from scratch can be a bit of a hassle. It takes time and effort, which is why picking up frozen ones is a popular shortcut. The only downside? They often don't live up to the flavor of your favorite takeout. Thankfully, the air fryer is a game changer here. It delivers that golden, crispy texture without the need for deep frying. Just make sure there's enough space between each roll so the hot air can circulate properly. For extra crunch, start cooking at 380 degrees Fahrenheit to warm the inside, then raise the temperature briefly to crisp up the wrapper. And don't forget, size plays a role. Since spring rolls are smaller and have more delicate wrappers, they'll cook faster than egg rolls. If you're making multiple batches, be aware that the first set may take longer, as later batches benefit from the air fryer already being fully heated. Puff pastries are a favorite indulgence, but many home cooks shy away from making them from scratch. Luckily, grocery store freezers are stocked with excellent ready-made options, and air frying them can produce results that are just as good as fresh bakery treats. In fact, using an air fryer for frozen turnovers or even toaster strudels often leads to a flakier texture than baking them in a conventional oven. That steady flow of hot air ensures the inside heats evenly, while the outside stays crisp and golden. You can follow the package directions as a starting point, but be sure to arrange the pastries in a single layer without overlapping. How long they need to cook will depend on their thickness, size, and sometimes even what's inside. Flipping them halfway through helps achieve a nice, even color, but be gentle so the filling doesn't spill out. Mexican-inspired dishes are beloved for their rich, cheesy centers and crunchy tortilla shells. Frozen burritos and taquitos offer a quick, satisfying option for busy days. While burritos are usually oven-baked, taquitos are often fried in oil, making the air fryer a healthier alternative that still delivers on texture and flavor. Like most frozen snacks, these don't need to be thawed beforehand. Just tweak the time and temperature based on your specific air fryer model. If you're using a tray-style fryer, you're in luck. It fits more food while keeping enough space between items for proper air circulation, making it ideal for feeding a group. A light mist of oil on the surface can help prevent sticking or tearing during cooking. Stick to the packaging instructions as a starting point, but don't forget to tailor them to your air fryer. Flip the items halfway through for even browning and keep an eye out for that perfect golden color. Since burritos are bulkier than taquitos, they'll naturally need a longer cook time. Also, tortilla type matters. Flour tortillas brown up faster than corn, so you'll want to monitor closely to avoid overcooking. Frozen chicken nuggets are a classic favorite, loved by kids and adults alike. They're fast, easy to prepare, and made for dipping. Using an air fryer not only speeds things up, but also gives you that satisfying crispiness without the extra oil, making them a lighter option. Be sure to check the package first, as some nuggets are fully cooked, while others contain raw chicken. It's crucial to cook them thoroughly, especially when dealing with raw poultry. Skip the thawing step. Going straight from freezer to air fryer actually helps achieve that signature crunchy coating. Just keep an eye on the timing to ensure they're cooked all the way through. Make sure to arrange the nuggets in a single, even layer for the best results. Stacking will prevent proper crisping. If you're feeding a group, a tray-style air fryer is ideal since it can hold more at once without overcrowding. For even browning, flip the nuggets halfway through cooking and rotate the trays if your fryer has multiple levels. In many tray-style models, the top rack tends to get the most heat, so it's a good idea to move the bottom tray to the top partway through to ensure everything cooks evenly. Battered fish fillets tend to do very well in the air fryer, but the same can't always be said for uncoated seafood. The breading acts as a barrier, locking in moisture and helping to create that crispy, flavorful exterior. Without it, fish can be trickier to air fry. Getting the timing and temperature just right becomes more important to avoid drying it out. One advantage of air frying, aside from the health perks, is the ability to set a timer and walk away. It's great for multitasking. You can prep other ingredients, clean up the kitchen, or tackle small chores while your food cooks. That approach works fine for low-maintenance dishes, but seafood demands more attention. Without it, you might end up with dry, rubbery fish. No matter how you choose to cook it, air fry, oven, or stovetop, nailing the perfect texture with fish takes some care. The upside? Seafood cooks fast. So even if you use another method, you won't be stuck at the stove for long. Breakfast meats are undeniably popular, and while bacon and sausage can be cooked in an air fryer with decent results, it's not always the most practical method. Take bacon, for instance. Its high-fat content means you're dealing with a lot of grease. In a tray-style air fryer, that fat can splatter and drip, sometimes escaping the unit entirely and creating a mess on your counter. One of the most common frustrations with air fryers comes down to space, especially with bacon. Since the pieces need to be spaced out for proper airflow, cooking enough to feed a group becomes a slow, multi-round process. By contrast, oven baking bacon is low effort, low mess, and you can cook several pounds at once. It's efficient, simple, and ideal for larger batches. So why complicate it? That said, turkey bacon is a bit of a different story. Because it contains less fat, it's far less messy and better suited to air frying. And since turkey bacon doesn't always achieve the same crispness as pork in a pan or oven, the air fryer might actually help improve the texture, delivering that satisfying crunch. Vegetables are a key part of any balanced diet, and frozen options offer a level of convenience that makes them a go-to in many households. While fresh produce is often seen as the gold standard, frozen veggies are a strong contender, especially since freezing can help preserve certain nutrients better than fresh items that linger in the fridge too long. That said, when it comes to cooking frozen vegetables, the air fryer usually isn't the best tool for the job. They're so simple to prepare using other methods that using an air fryer often adds unnecessary hassle. Fresh vegetables, however, can shine in an air fryer. Brussels sprouts, for example, crisp up beautifully and cook faster, and zucchini sticks come out tasting like a restaurant appetizer. But frozen vegetables tend to hold on to moisture from the freezing process, leading to soggy, unappealing results when air fried. With so many quicker and cleaner ways to cook them, it's usually smarter to skip the air fryer for frozen veggies. There's no shortage of tips out there for air frying frozen burgers, but honestly, it's not the ideal method. For starters, they tend to create a mess. As the burgers cook, moisture steams off and fat renders out, which can lead to splattering and grease buildup in the fryer. More importantly, there's a safety concern. Air fryers vary widely in design, making it tricky to cook burgers to a precise internal temperature. And with ground beef, that's a real risk. Unlike whole cuts like steak, where bacteria are mostly on the surface, ground meat mixes everything together, meaning harmful bacteria can be spread throughout. That's why burgers need to be fully cooked all the way through. While a juicy burger is the goal, it should never come at the cost of food safety. Luckily, traditional methods like grilling, broiling, or using a cast iron skillet are more reliable ways to cook frozen patties. These approaches give you better control over doneness and help ensure your burger is both delicious and safe to eat. You can find plenty of recipes for air-fried steak, but when it comes to quality, this probably isn't the best way to cook a frozen cut. Anyone who's mastered steak knows that while it's not hard once you've got the technique down, there are plenty of ways it can go wrong. One of the biggest downsides of using an air fryer for steak is the lack of a proper sear. Although air fryers do a good job at browning, they can't replicate the deep, flavorful crust you get from a grill or a blazing hot cast iron pan, and that crust is a big part of what makes steak so good. Another issue is consistency. Air fryers vary in design, and their fan systems don't all heat food the same way, so dialing in that perfect doneness can be hit or miss. Of course, steak can be tricky in any cooking method, but but there's no reason to add more variables to the mix. Then there's the size problem. While smaller cuts like fillets might fit, thicker or bone-in steaks like T-bones likely won't, especially in models with stacked trays. Given these limitations, you're far more likely to get a great result using tried-and-true methods like grilling, broiling, or pan-searing. While it's technically doable to cook frozen lasagna in an air fryer, it's worth asking why you'd want to. Many recipes suggest starting with a defrost setting before cranking up the heat to finish cooking. By contrast, a traditional oven just uses one steady temperature throughout, letting you set it and forget it until it's ready. Then there's the question of size. An air fryer might handle a single-serving lasagna just fine, but what about a family-sized dish? Most air fryers aren't spacious enough to fit a full pan. Even larger tray-style models have recessed trays designed to keep food in place, which can make fitting something like frozen lasagna tricky. All things considered, a regular oven is perfectly suited for frozen lasagna, so why complicate things?